This video is about using two monitors on one computer. Now, let's start off by saying a few words about monitors. Monitors come, generally speaking, in two versions. Either a version made for the domestic or retail market, like this one here, or a more expensive version like this one here, made for the commercial or business market. So commercial or business, home or retail. Now, generally speaking, the machines, the monitors made for the business market will be more reliable and more versatile. For example, this one here can, let me just turn that around. Okay, so there it is now in portrait mode. So landscape mode, portrait mode. Now portrait mode is very useful if your data flows vertically. Now let's have a look at the connections. So the connections on the back of this Philips are pretty typical. Here is an HDMI port. We're talking about data here. HDMI port, DVI port, or VGA port. VGA carry an analog signal. These two types carry a digital signal. Now on this monitor here, it has an external power supply. Here it is here, and that plugs in just there. Generally speaking, monitors made for the commercial market don't use these. They plug directly. Oops, that's not good. They plug directly into a port like this one here. There it is there, and that will accept a plug lead like that. So there's your power. Now, in terms of the data cables, there is a VGA data cable. Now, these days, more useful leads will be like this. We have a HDMI on that end and DVI on this end. So there we are. That will go in there. Okay. Now setting up two monitors is obviously useful if you're looking at data in one application and transferring it to let's say you've got Word running on this screen and you're interrogating data through a different app on this screen, and you're transferring data using your keyboard or whatever from here to here. So very useful. Now, almost all laptops that you'll find today will, like this one, support an external screen. So if we go around to the back, so here we've got a VGA data cable coming out of there and going into the back of this guy here. All pretty simple. Now, the important thing to note is that you run it in extended, not duplicate mode. Now I'm going to right click my mouse. Okay, right click my mouse and go down to display settings, Okay, so I'm moving my mouse. So the active screen is wherever the mouse is. So here it is. We're going to move it over here. And there we are. The two screens are in extend mode. So we go down here. Alright, so you see here where it says extend. Now, if your system comes up with duplicate, there we are, duplicate like that, you'll find you get exactly the same image on both screens. Now that's not generally what we want, so I'll press revert back to the screens being extended, which is exactly what we want. So we can, if we want to move an app, we just disconnect it from the frame, and with the mouse at the top of the app, we just move it up to the other screen. Alright, so that's the simplest way of doing it. Now, you can't generally, certainly with equipment of the age that we're talking about here, all the equipment you see on this video is made to suit Windows 7 or Windows 10. Now, some of the more modern computers will be different, but generally speaking, you can't take an old laptop like this and run two screens. You can run one, but not two. Now, if you want to run two screens, you can do it through a docking station, right? So here's an old docking station. This is designed to suit an HP laptop. So at the back of this docking station, we've got ports. So there is the VGA port, and there is the DVI port. So if we connect a laptop to this docking station, so here, let's take as an example, we'll take this laptop here, click it into place. It's not clicking very well. Why not? Okay, so that should just click into place on the docking station, and of course then we've got to have power supply and the data ports coming out of the back of the docking station. Now let's have a look at a system running. So here is the same docking station we just had a look at. And here's a laptop that's been clipped into it. So we've got the cables. There's the VGA. There's the VGA and there's the DVI cables coming out the back, and they're feeding the two screens. Okay, so easy. But the question is then, can we feed three screens? The answer is generally with this type of equipment, no. If we want to feed three screens, we'll need a desktop machine. So here's a desktop machine, and let's have a look at the back of it. So here is a HDMI, DVI, and here is VGA. So this desktop machine here has been set up to run three screens. So that is really about it. Here are a couple of examples of docking stations that don't clip in. That one goes in your USB port, and this one is exactly the same. Then at the back of the docking stations we've got DisplayPort, HDMI. If we have a look at this one, we've got HDMI, VGA and DisplayPort. So that's about it. It's pretty simple and pretty useful to run twin screens. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.